KHABIB Nurmagomedov defeats Conor McGregor via fourth round submission due to a neck crank. So how this fight played out was basically in the first round, Conor McGregor started off pretty well, being aggressive, pushing KHABIB back. Your shots aren't going to be as effective going backwards, so that was a smart strategy. I think he was very aggressive, throwing a lot of kicks, throwing a lot of strikes, and throwing a lot of feints. Just pretty much throwing a lot of stuff out there to get KHABIB going backwards. He was doing good for, I think, like the first 30, 40 minutes, but he really didn't land nothing. Then KHABIB shot on a shot. I think it was some like dry time in there where Conor McGregor wasn't really throwing anything, was kind of looking at KHABIB, and that's when KHABIB pretty much took the opportunity, shot on him. And Conor McGregor defended well, but I think from that point on, he was on his back the rest of the fight. The rest of the first round was defending well. KHABIB really wasn't able to pass his guard too much. He was able to get to like a half guard here and there. Conor McGregor was able to regain guard. And mostly it was a round that saw KHABIB on top, not really landing nothing or even really throwing any strikes. And maybe Conor McGregor even outlanded him from his back in that round. But KHABIB had the control, and he did enough on top, and he controlled enough on top. That was pretty clear 10-9 round. And I think it was important in the fight and how the course of the fight would go. I think after that round, I think both fighters kind of were worn out a little bit after that first round. I think Conor McGregor definitely got the pop taken off of his strikes, because from that point on, he really didn't have the pop he would have had in like his previous fights. It was like really gone after that point. I don't know if it was due to the layoff or due to his training, but that rest, or maybe just due to KHABIB's pressure, like top pressure that drained him, because that pop was gone after that round. Then in the second round, KHABIB showed something different. He brought out an overhand that he really had never seen in any of his previous fights. So he brought something new. It was able to drop Conor McGregor. And then from that point on, like Conor McGregor got back up, then he went on pretty much to dominate that round. Conor McGregor didn't dominate the round, but Nurmagomedov dominated the round. Once pretty much he dropped Conor McGregor got back up. Then KHABIB saw that Conor McGregor hurt, went after him, got the takedown, and pretty much mauled him. And like at several times, like the fight might be stopped in that round, but Conor McGregor was able to survive. And I think towards the end, KHABIB attacked a Kimura. And then, but Conor McGregor survived all this stuff. I think kneed him in the head, did whatever he had to do, grab the fence, grab some gloves. But he managed to survive the round and make it to the third round. Then in the third round, I think KHABIB maybe got one takedown and was like 1 for 3 or 4 takedowns, but got like maybe the first takedown. Then from that point on, Conor McGregor defended all the takedowns, was able to land some solid strikes. But like I said, the pop was gone at that point. He had his moments to land those hard strikes in that round, because he won that round. And that round was contested like primarily on the feet the whole round, and it was a Conor McGregor round. But he landed some decent strikes, nothing too clean, and definitely the pop was gone. His timing was a little bit off, but he was able to win a round. Then in the fourth round, Conor McGregor started out landing some strikes, but then KHABIB got the takedown, and pretty much from there was all she wrote. KHABIB was able to transition, I think, get a pretty good advantageous spot, got his back, put the neck crank in, and Conor McGregor tapped pretty much instantly as soon as the neck crank was set in, and that was the fight. KHABIB won, and then pretty much chaos ensued. Before there was even the belt was put around KHABIB, which it never was put around KHABIB. KHABIB heard Dylan Donis talking trash about KHABIB, I guess, maybe saying the same stuff about religion or his parents or his manager or whatever he said. Pretty much KHABIB jumped over the cage and went after Dylan Donis and got in a whole brawl, and then all this other crazy stuff happened. And basically, we don't know, KHABIB might be stripped. He definitely was awarded the victory, but the commission is going to determine what to do with him and all this crazy stuff. But besides all that crazy drama, a good win for KHABIB. And I think he actually showed that he can improve, because to me, like, he really wasn't showing any improvements in his career. Like, he was the same fighter every single fight, bringing the same thing. It was just like a hard person to beat. Like a hard stylistic match. We just had a good style that he really didn't need much improvement on. He was good at what he did, and it was effective, and he's going to keep doing it. But in this fight, he came in leaner than he usually comes in. He was a little bit faster than he usually is. He shot shots a little bit different than he normally shoots shots. He didn't shoot them the same shots. He didn't go as low as on the low singles he would in his previous fights. He didn't rely on like pretty much circling fighters to the cage as he would normally. I guess because Conor McGregor wasn't going to really back up, so he had to adjust his style, and he did. I'm impressed that he actually adjusted his style, was able to deal with Conor McGregor's striking, deal with not having the same shots that he normally has, and he had to adjust those shots. I guess also they said when you fight in a southpaw, how you go for takedowns change. So he adapted to a different style, adapted to Conor McGregor. He came in the best shape he ever came in. He worked on his striking. Like, he came with the overhand right that he didn't have before. That definitely caught Conor McGregor off guard. Definitely caught me off guard as well, because he didn't have it before. He didn't have that until this fight, or he didn't bring it into the octagon or into the cage or any of his fights until now. And it had some power on it, and it came in solid, caught Conor McGregor completely off guard, and sat him on his butt for a little second, but Conor McGregor popped back up. And I think Khabib showing that he definitely not no but yeah, Khabib showed that he has more tools, and he showed that he's still improving. That's what's scary about that fight, or with this performance. It showed that he's still improving. Like I said, he came in leaner than ever. He came in, brought a overhand right that he didn't have before. He was faster. He adapted his shots, his takedowns, his approach to the fight. It wasn't the same as it was with every other opponent. Like he was able to adapt, and like I think probably Conor McGregor thought he was gonna come in like he always comes in. I probably thought he was gonna come in like he always comes in, but he brought new tools, and that's very scary for the division. I still think he's beatable. I think there's certainly people out there who can challenge him. Maybe not at the moment, maybe in the future, but the fact that he's involved, like still evolving, and still showing that he can add tools to his game and adapt to different opponents when need be, then that's always scary for the division. So people have to come even harder to beat him. They're gonna have to come up with new strategies. They're gonna have to find different holes and find different ways about it, because he definitely sees it's like you think you're gonna take advantage of some holes you think you see. He's showing that he can fix those holes and adapt and evolve. So that's about all I gotta say for this video. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and come back for more videos. Peace.